So of course you've got his trailer here, which is extra, and it was always more of a Rodimus Prime accessory than it was a hot rod accessory back in the G1 day. And you can see you've got these extra little weapon pieces and stuff, of course. Now, the trailer, it's kind of neat. It is a big cheat. You can take, of course, this part that's going to mask off Rodimus, and you've almost got Rodimus Prime just with the trailer. So it is a cheat, but you know what? It's an acceptable cheat. So it's a way of making you get the most out of your money. Now the cool stuff is, and first off, again, you've got exactly the same chrome going on and exactly the same like slots and stuff. It's pretty cool to see this redone. You've also got this added button on the top, and I think this is the coolest part of this trailer. Let's get Rodimus here out of the way. And you've got a button that you push down and the trailer opens. And it reminds me so much of some of those old mask toys that it was just a lot of fun to see that. And inside your trailer here, of course, just like the G1 Rodimus, you have all his big guns. And of course the gun is just like the G1. I'm gonna come out and a lot better than the G1 in this sense. You got his little hand holders. Let's see what else. We can lift his gun, of course, just like the G1. And I will get this all back in frame because I know it's out. The top here, this little computer thing that he's looking at, moves out. And there you've got his pretty darn large battle station. And just as a comparison here, I don't have all the accessories with me right now, but there it is next to the G1 battle station. And of course you can get Rodimus to sit in there and he can grab his guns, but chances are he won't be using that when he's in his robot mode very much. Additionally, it looks like we can take his big cannon here, and there's a couple extras we can do, such as taking it, and let me refocus this here. We can take it and we can strap it onto the bottom of his weaponry like that, so he has even more heavy duty firepower. You could also put it back into the Rodimus mode, and it looks like we take the first one and you can plug it in the top if that's what you like. But you can take his guns and put them at the bottom of his battle station here. We got a bunch of additional stuff going on. They took the time to make sure that he could store all his accessories here, which is of course a nice feature. I don't dislike having accessories stored in the trailer, especially when you have so many that in alt mode you don't want to lose them. And I'm not sure if there's a specific direction for these weapons or not in the trailer. The instructions are a little bit vague on that, but yeah, but definitely the one that makes the back of his gun goes on the right side because it clips in better that way as far as I can tell. Well, actually this one doesn't clip in very well at all. You've also got, supposedly in here, right in the, I think this is where they want it, right in the back, a slot to put his little disc. And you've got left his one, oh, I'm sorry, I put that in the wrong place. This disc in the back goes on this side to store back there in the trailer, and his little repair station thingy, that goes on this other side in the back. So now you got all his accessories stored. So with that, we might as well take him to his alt mode, but I think before I do that, I might as well show you some size comparisons because I'm sure everyone's dying to know. And I already kind of showed you that this is how he stacks up compared to the Rodimus of 86, his 25-year-old first releases. And so you can see that he's much taller than them. Now I thought he was on the size scale of Grimlock, but then you see that he's a little bit awkward because he's a bit taller than Grimlock, and even in hot rod mode he's a little bit taller. I thought he would fit perfect with the thought he would fit perfect with the PP series of eye gear because it's a smaller prime, but then he ends up making PP-01 or whichever one you may have look really small. Again, the other most recent quote-unquote Rodimus release we've got is the Protector, so there's quite a size difference. And what would I be without showing him next to his who he replaced in our TV series, and that is the Masterpiece G1 Prime. And again, he doesn't fit that scale either. So he's kind of in between scales, and I kind of was hoping he'd be a little more Grimlock size, maybe about the same size, but he is a little bit bigger. Anyway, let me take him to his alt mode, and we'll go from there. Okay, and so after what had to have been the most frustrating transformation process I've ever had to go through, you end up with this. And it's pretty cool. You get a lot of neat, there's a lot of neat things that this transformation does to make the robot so compact. And again, just for size reference, you could see he was a little bit taller than Grimlock, and now he's a tiny, tiny little car. But with that comes some big frustrations. First off, his feet have to be transformed just perfect where you can't fit his hands in, and I still don't think I got it. His legs are more fiddly than the Masterpiece Megatron was. So you got these two flaps here that are supposed to plug in to this chest piece, or the back of his crotch piece, and I can't get them to fit in. They just pop right on out. It's really frustrating, and the feet are just such a pain to transform, and doing so I couldn't get the arms to plug in properly, and then had to take it all apart just to get back to this mode. Yeah, underneath here the instructions are a bit vague, but underneath here, part of his back kibble, which turns into the back of the car, he's got his hidden, these are part of his shin guards. This one actually broke off. I'm able to force it and push it back on, but the screw hole, it's a heat sunk screw hole in there, and it doesn't hold very strong, and hopefully it doesn't affect him in his robot mode. But again, another source of frustration that these legs are just so hard to transform into this mode, and you have to take into account all his little rotations and stuff have to be lined up perfect to try to get it in. And I've been working on this guy for about half an hour trying to get him transformed like this, and I still can't get these to plug in. So this is the best I can do. I wouldn't recommend rolling him because these shin pads, or the leg guards, are in the way. You see me pulling on his tire, it's because for transformation it slides up. You have to pull it on down, and I understand why it's there, but these rubber tires probably aren't going to be holding up, you know, years and years down the road if someone likes transforming their toys. Yeah, but it's an impressive hot rod, and it looks great next to his G1 counterpart here. You can see the size difference. And we'll pull out his weaponry here. And if you had the original hot rod, you know that he could, this one here, open or plug in his weaponry on his hood. And this one still has a very similar feature. You lift up this part here, which is another question I have, and you plug in his gun if you like it. And I don't know why they decided to make this wobbly. I don't really like that it's wobbly. I wish it was just a solid piece. The other thing I noticed is that my whole engine is chromed except for the piece that flips up seems to be missing chrome. So I don't know if that's just one that mine happened to get through like that, or if it's going to be a problem on all of them. The speculation for the American one, of course, is that he's going to come with a little Daniel or something, because you can open the cockpit. Frankly, that's his feet in here. He really doesn't have all that much cockpit room, so I kind of worry if he does come with a Daniel that he's not really going to have any place to put. But let me go and follow the instructions. I'll do that, and we'll see how he looks in his Space Winnebago mode. And so the fun continues as you try to figure out how to get everything to fit in properly. Now, I'm not sure if this yellow spoiler is painted or if it's plastic. I think it's molded plastic, but I can't tell. But I hope so, because it's a lot of sliding to get into here. Basically, you slide the car on in, and there's fairly specific areas where things have to go. And then he'll get in, and even then, well, again, I wouldn't recommend trying to slide him, but the wheels aren't really all touching the ground. So, yeah, but, you know, very accurate representation of the Generation 1 Rodimus toy, down to all the little details. Much smaller version. Rodimus, you can see, isn't even the size of the Masterpiece Prime's trailer. Nice chrome work. The only thing that you get in here versus, you know, Hot Rod having the little target, or not the Target Master accessories, the his guns clip on, is that you can open up the front still and still can't fit anything in, so it's kind of worthless. Overall, what do I think about this? Well, there's a couple spots on here that the plastic colors don't match, so they're a little bit disjointed, I guess. It kind of breaks up the flow a little. You can see that the paint that's on the cockpit part is different than what's on the Rodimus toy, which is different than what's on the trailer. So there is a little bit of discrepancy going on. It's not, doesn't break, you know, the feeling too much, but it is there. It's something to be aware of. Can't open the trailer or anything when it's in Rodimus Prime's alt mode. I like the look. I've always loved this Rodimus Prime alt mode. Would I recommend you pick this up? That's tough, because the transformation really wasn't very fun. It's interesting to see all the little things they were able to kind of work on in, but it was not fun at all. And you know, with the fact that, like I said, that one leg panel, which just got in the way, and then eventually when it was trying to fit in, popped off and, you know, broke the hole, similar to what happened to the Ultra Leader guy, except in a manner that's still usable with him. It's frustrating, and it's a lot of money to be frustrating, and a Hasbro release is coming with just the hot rod, and, you know, I really like Rodimus Prime, so that's why I got the actual full trailer and everything. But would I recommend it? I guess you have to be a fan of Rodimus, is the only thing I can say. Very cool. You know, very, very, very G1 look, but extremely difficult. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you found it informative and, you know, maybe helped settle your mind if you wanted to pick one up or not. Yeah. Until next time, this is T2RX6. See you later.